I'm very surgical, physical when I'm lyrical. So bat it down with medical, something critical. It's gonna take a miracle. Bright lights for some spiritual, written down like biblical. I finally reached the pinnacle. Yeah. Welcome to the house, the one they talking about. Word of mouth, the boxing playhouse, without a doubt. All the latest and greatest boxing news, that's what it's all about.
Today is all about lightweights and super lightweights on this Saturday fight night. And of course, we got Sonny Chulo with us. So we calling this Sonny Saturdays, baby. What's up, Sonny? How's it going?
I like that. I'm cool. I always appreciate when you bring me on here. I love and respect your perspective on boxing all the time. So it's always a pleasure to rock with you, Saki. You know that.
Thank you. I appreciate it so much. And also, I'm like really happy to have my two nemesis with me. Not nemesis with us, or me, but they're nemesis with each other. So we got our man from Atlanta and Tough Talk Tuesdays, Rob. Rob, what's in the house, Rob Bass?
What's up? What's up, everybody?
What's up, Rob?
SAKURA,
yes,
hopefully.
We love you so much. Go ahead.
Hopefully we ain't gonna argue today, because I don't think there's much of an argument with these fights. I'd hope not.
Oh, I'm sure you and this next guest will find some way to not agree on something. So let's go ahead and introduce Biloxi's very own Right Hook Promotions, Will Hunter. I call him the Hunter.
What's up, BPH? Hey, SAKURA. I actually think me and Rob are going to agree today. For the first time, this is going to be the first document where we agree to the same people winning.
Well, somehow, I just don't believe you at all.
Oh, come on.
But, yeah, we're going to see in a minute, because today is all about predictions. Sonny, you take it away, because, this is your Sunday, Saturdays predictions. So we got to know who you got.
Well, all right. If we're gonna we definitely starting with the 10 card first, right?
Yeah, of course. 5:30 start time for the prelims for anyone that wants to watch the preliminaries.
Absolutely. So if the fights that I know about, as far as the prelims are going, I figure if we start with Elijah Garcia and Kyron Davis, I think that's going to be one of them fights.
Okay. I mean, I don't know much about one of these or two of these guys. I know I've seen Elijah Garcia fight, but it's hard to gauge where he's at because he hasn't had that step up, fight. So is that what Davis is going to bring?
Yeah, I feel like Kyron definitely he definitely has good experience. He was I think probably one of his most notable fights was they had called him last minute a replacement for David Benavidez at one time, and I like the kid Elijah Garcia. They're doing a great job building him. I'm not expecting him to be on such a level because I'm aware that he's building, but the fight today is going to show me, you know what I mean? Like this is what I'm kind of waiting for from the Xander Zayases and everybody. You know what I mean? Like Kyron got a good name, got a good reputation. He's not going in there to lay down. You know what I mean? So I want to see it because I like Elijah Garcia. I think he's very rock'em sock'em, not too much head movement, a lot of grip, which is fan friendly. You know what I mean? I just want to see if when, like the competition steps up, I'm ready to see if he's going to step up with it too, or if he's going to keep that same style.
Come on, Sonny. Who you got? We are ready. This is a great lead.
I'm going with Elijah. Oh,
all right. Elijah it is. All right. Either two of you guys have an opinion on this fight? Elijah versus Kyron Davis.
Look, Elijah's going to win hands down. He's a good up-and-coming fighter. That fight right there is just going to be a quick, maybe 4 rounds on that one.
Wow.
4 rounds.
Maybe four.
I don't think so.
You think it's going to go deeper than that? Yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of stoppages tonight on both cards.
I agree. I was going to say I can see Elijah getting him in the late rounds. I don't think it's gonna be a wipeout. You know what I mean? Not knocking your opinion. I'm just saying that was,
No.
Chiron's,
No, I'm with you. It's gonna be. I just think he's got a little bit more. Like, I don't think they can match speed, angles. He's just gonna be able to pull some tricks on him. I
yeah.
think it's gonna go maybe 4 or 5 rounds.
All right. I'll give it 3 more. I'll give it 7-8. What about you, Rob?
Rob done froze up on us at the wrong time. Come on, we are ready and anticipating. Oh, there he goes. Okay. We can't hear you now.
Rob, you're
Let me
experiencing
see.
technical
Is this better?
difficulties. Oh, there you go.
Somebody
Is
probably
this better?
called him.
Yeah.
Okay. Say something now.
All right. Is that better?
Yes.
Okay. I said, if you ask me, both of them got something to prove tonight. They both have to prove themselves. I do like
Absolutely.
Elijah. I don't like him as much as you all do. I think it's going to be a back and forth battle. I agree with Sonny. If he's going to get him, it's going to be late in the fight. But I just want to see him battle, go back and forth. I got Davis by decision.
Ooh.
Hold on, Rob. Aren't you from
Let's
Atlanta?
go,
Isn't
Rob.
Elijah from Atlanta too? Are you
Yeah,
going against hometown? You going against the hometown?
man, we ain't got it like that yet here in Atlanta. We are just now building. We are just
Shout
now
out to
building.
Brian Norman Jr.
Man, I think he came through the Sugar Burt program out there. Elijah, he's looked good. I followed him since I think his second or third pro fight. I mean, I'm not being biased.
Elijah's from Texas though.
But really, I thought I saw somewhere he was in Atlanta or something like that. I could be wrong.
I think his hometown is definitely Texas for sure.
Okay.
He might have fought here though. He might have fought.
Mm-hmm.
He might be training there too, because lately we have seen some talent coming out of that Atlanta, Georgia area.
It's building.
It's building up. It's coming along.
I had to test the waters and make sure he wasn't going against hometown if it was hometown.
That's crazy. You know what? You was right, Saki. Williams instigating already, right on the preliminary discussion. He's all.
I told you.
Hey, I had to confirm that. My apologies. Here, even if we got a scrub, the dude, he's gonna win. You know what I'm saying?
Hunter is going for Elijah, and so is Sonny. And then we have Rob is going for Davis. That means that I might be the tiebreaker.
Rob
Well.
card.
What do we have here? You know what? Conventional sense would tell me that Garcia is going to pull through a victory. But this year has been extremely good at having, upsets.
Absolutely.
So, and Chiron is like a very crafty type of boxer. So he can find some moves and stuff. Unfortunately, I just believe that the body work that Elijah does really breaks down an opponent throughout the fight. So I gotta go with Garcia. Sorry, Rob.
But you want to know
me? I like picking them. Hey, exactly. Nobody said Ryan Garcia was gonna win, did they?
I did.
That's right. That part. So it's possible. Anything is possible.
I told him.
And we saw the guy from Atlanta the other week win too.
Brian
when he was expected he was the underdog. So it's been a lot of them type of scraps where some people fell off. They weren't where they were supposed to be the A-side, but they weren't.
You want to know something, Saki? You bring up the body work, and you're 100% right. But this is why I say is a step up. Body work can look great when your opponent is standing in front of you. I can't say I've seen Elijah fight somebody as crafty. I'm not really sure Chiron is just going to stay there. And remember, it is a wild card because Breadman is training them.
Yeah. Okay. The Breadman, he delivers. Okay.
Yeah, I'm a big Breadman fan for sure. I've seen his work in the change of fighters even before Plant. So it's like that's why I say I'm a fan of the fight. I'm rooting more for Elijah because just like you said, substantially, I guess he's the one that's supposed to win. But I wouldn't be surprised for the upset because Elijah does look good when you stand in front of him. You get what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, definitely. But like you saying, like Kieran does have the ability to do some slick boxing here and there. So that could be into play. And this may be why they matched him up this way, because they want to see how he looks against someone that isn't just going to stand right there in the pocket.
Yep. I feel like.
And by the way, it says that he's he's born in New Jersey, but is residing in Delaware, Wilmington, Delaware.
Absolutely. That's what. Yep.
Yeah. All right. So let's go back to the playbook. Who else do we have? I'm going to start with Hunter here. Hunter, who did you bet on this time? What are the odds?
Oh, you talking about on the main event? I mean, that's the only thing I really bet on. I can give you my predictions on both of the main events, and they both end exactly the same way.
All right, so we got two championship fights on the line here, both at 140 and 135. So that is a zone where we can have some matchups later on based on who wins.
Absolutely, but on the PBC card alone, there's 3 championship fights. You know that?
Yeah. Well, so on the PBC fight, I rocked with David Benavidez. You know that.
Hold on, before we go to Benavidez, what do you think about the one before that, Gary Antoine Russell Jr. and Puello?
I think Gary Antoine Russell Jr. is he's gonna outbox him all the way around. I mean, it's gonna go to distance. That's the one fight I see actually going to distance. That's gonna be the fight of the night. That's gonna be a war. But Gary is he's slick with it. He's gonna box. He's gonna stay in the pocket, pick his shots, get out.
So he's gonna systematically break down Chulo.
Oh yeah. And then David Benavidez is just gonna tank. He's just a tank. You already know what's gonna happen there. That's easy money. And then to the main event, I've been saying it all week. Your boy Tank Davis, Rob. I'm going with you. I know you're not going against Tank on this one. He is gonna get his ass whooped. He's gonna get boxed for 4 rounds. He's gonna get whooped for 3 or 4 rounds while he's waiting to pick his shot. He's gonna throw a lead hook and a 2 and end the fight in the 5th or 6th round with a lead hook 2. Southpaw versus Southpaw, they cannot see a lead hook 2 coming. He's gonna set it up. He's gonna come forward. He's gonna throw a lead hook, a 2, and knock him out.
I think it's gonna be body work.
Huh?
That's cool.
I think Tank is gonna give him some body work.
Yeah. But I mean, the stoppage, it's all gonna come off of the lead hook. He's gonna throw a lead hook and a 2, lights out, and he's gonna be down on all of the scorecards when it happens.
I'm not sure. I don't know.
I could see that. I could see, because Tank is a slow starter sometimes, and he is just looking for his amazing KO punch. He's looking for his opening for it. So sometimes that makes him be down on the card before he pulls out the win.
And then the same exact thing is going to happen to PARO. Poor guy. I feel bad for him. When I say I feel bad for him, it's too much pressure. And he's going to get hit with more hooks because dude does not jab. Everything is a hook with bad intentions. And he's going to catch dude slipping. And only way Paro wins if he doesn't get knocked out and the judges for Pacquiao and Horn are in the building.
And here we go. He is talking about Sabril Matias versus Liam Paro.
Is going to murder Paro.
And guess what, Will? I seen him and Prograde talking smack back and forth to each other. It was like kind of fun to watch, especially when Matias say, I don't understand what you're saying. I don't speak English, but I'm gonna whoop your ass. Like like you're speaking in English.
now Regis, he got boxed by Devin. I had Regis all day. You know I'm a Regis fan from day one, even when he fought on my shows. And
Absolutely.
Regis is not a chump. He will go toe to toe with dude, and that'll be an interesting fight. So if that happens, I'm all for it. But Paro, no way.
What you think, Rob?
I'm actually shocked, Shakur. You got to document this because I 100% agree with all of Will's predictions. However,
No,
there
shut
are
up.
some things, there are some things that were said that I do need to address. First and foremost, let's start with Anton Russell. I really like this kid. I think in his career he's gonna surpass his brother in his career. I honestly think that he's a hell of a fighter. He brings it every time. And well, I think he has more pop though. I think he has a little
Yeah.
bit more pop in him. So I'm gonna go with him with the knockout. I think we said it earlier. We said it earlier. It's gonna be a knockout tonight. I think he's gonna get the knockout because this is probably the biggest stage he's been on in his career so far.
I agree. I agree with Rob.
Well, see,
Uh,
what I forgot to mention about Russell is he'll put his head on your shoulder on the inside and sit there and bang with you. And that's what I
yeah,
don't think dude's gonna let him do. He's not gonna let him get in the inside. They're not gonna be in the tire trying to fight. I just don't see that one happening.
I agree.
It's probably
I
gonna go to
agree.
distance.
I agree, but
No,
he
I
Really,
can
don't.
put hands
I
on the
think
outside.
Russell dominates in this fight. I think he dominates. I don't think Perot, like size wise, it's gonna be a difference in there, and he's gonna feel all that strength that Russell has with him. Like, he's a thicker, bigger bone density guy, and I think that he's gonna feel that. So I've got to go with Russell all
Yeah,
the way.
I think Gary Russell's going. I think Russell's going to stop him. I think Russell got a lot more. I feel like I'm gonna be real. I feel like Puello, he was the original WBA champion, right? I feel like they robbed him. I mean, let me not say rob him because he got hit for popping dirty. That was the way the whole Rolly situation came about with
Yeah, yeah.
Barroso. You understand? Rolly was supposed to fight Puello for the WBA. So being that Puello was kind of like something that they was trying to serve up to him on a dish, I just think it's going to be so much easier for Gary Antoine Russell. You know what I mean? Because we talking about skills, we talking about the power, we talking about you get what I'm saying? So, you know,
Yeah.
as far as David Benavidez, I think for a build-up, I think they should have left it out that David dominated him in sparring already, because it's it's not to be a bandwagon, but like, to be honest, and the dude looks strong. He looks the part beautiful. You know what I mean? David knows exactly what he's doing. David is in that bag right now where I'm gonna be real. It's gonna take one of the big dogs that's gonna at least slow him down. I'm not even saying stop him. But for David to be slowed down right now, when you see what he's done and the kind of shape he's getting into, like, he's really taking everything serious, And
And
did you
that's
guys see the
been that is
weigh-in?
yes. Well, I saw the weigh in.
They was outside for Benavidez, man.
Yeah.
My brother was there. Shout out to my brother, Taino Sosa. Y'all look out for him.
Taino is in the house too. Taino said Gary in 9.
There you go. He said it. He said they came out. They came out for David out there. So, I'm not gonna. I hate to say it because I'm not gonna say, but I feel like these are all showcase fighters for the main for the A sides. As far as people, these are all showcases.
And Taino is a professional boxer out there, and he's actually in the fray, sparring with all these different A-side boxers that's there now, just iron sharpening iron. So we want to give a shout out to him. What weight class zone is he in right now?
He's 135. He's 135, 140. I'm not gonna lie. He just finished sparring Blair Cobbs when Blair was getting ready for Adrian.
Okay, but I want to see Ti. Taino in some fights. I'm ready to
Yeah,
see him
definitely.
on
We
TV.
working on that. We working on that right now. You know what I mean? We working on that right now. So it's like he's gonna get the calls. Like when you fighting like really like a Tank or somebody like that, chances are he'll get the work calls because he's a southpaw. So when like the opponents for the Shakurs and stuff like that, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
he's definitely way more than the sparring partner. You already know. I'm excited. I can't wait.
That's what I'm talking about. He's more than a sparring partner, and I know his pedigree is high. He might not have went to the Olympics or whatever, but I mean, he got that old school training from like Ray Sosa, who's also in the house in the Gleason's gym. I mean, with all the counterparts that were around at that time, you know, like Camacho Senior and the Mark Brelands, all of that work up there.
Absolutely.
You guys were able to view it and be a part of it. So, I mean, they can call them in for sparring if they want to, but sometimes you look bad in sparring. I know some trainers don't like it when they boxer don't look too good against trainers, right, Hunter?
Oh, I know some boxers in the gym that are straight killers. When you put them in the ring and put the lights on it, they can't bust a grape. And then I know some fighters that can't fight a lick in the gym, and you can't stop them in the ring.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that is a great point, because sparring is different than when you're under the bright lights. They totally different situations. So, you know what? I just want to see Taino win. So I'm hoping he gets that call for another setup, you know, with a fight soon, a schedule.
Yeah, we're gonna have some fighting soon. I promise.
All right. So Benavidez, we are all in agreement that he will beat Voskit easy. Is that correct?
Yeah.
100%.
One thing I do want to comment on. One thing I do want to comment on with Benavidez, he's making me a little nervous because, like Sonny said, they're all outside with him. He did training camp, I believe, in Miami. He was training in some showcase gyms out there, you know, not really grading, not really grinding it. I think his opponent tonight is going to allow him to showcase his skills, but dude is not a bum. He's taking out one of the best fighters at the time, one of the best light heavyweights at the time in the dynasty. So,
I mean, that's why they have the gap in time too. We have to bring up that the gap in time, like 4 years from his last fights, had to do with, you know, just the mental part of injuring your opponent and not wanting to fight for a while. So that we know he has power. We know that. So this is probably one of the best
part about that is
yes.
Yeah, because the scary part about that is he's probably ready. You know, he's probably definitely ready to come back to the sport. And you don't know what he's gonna bring out there in the ring. I just don't want to see David slipping. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree.
But you know, you don't take a step up fight or a comeback fight or a ring rust fight against a fighter like Benavidez. Dude knows what he's getting into when he steps through them ropes. And look, even at 75, you know, David, everybody said he weight bullied 168. He probably walks around at 205, 210 and cuts to make that weight. He doesn't care about belts right now, nothing. Only thing he cares about is the Canelo fight. He's fixing to just scrape dudes tonight. It's gonna be ugly.
David's still fighting like he got something to prove out here. He's still fighting like, and I gotta salute his consistency. I just think that the Olasander dude is gonna be the same effect as the Boo Boo Andrade, because, and I'm not saying David would have not beat him before. I just wanted to give Boo Boo more of a shot because he got ducked for so long. You know what I mean? That they wasn't really trying to see him at the 54s and so I gotta give him his props. And you see Boo Boo calling out Caleb now, which is not an easy fight. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like maybe if Olasander was gonna do that, he should have took a warm up, like you just said, basically. You know what I mean? You don't come back after a layoff with somebody like a Benavidez. But I also like all the way can understand where you're coming from too, Rob, because Miami is there's a lot of distractions. There's a lot of
good fighters in Miami too.
Absolutely.
A lot of Cuban boxers there in the gym, so you do get a certain level of more technical learning skills there. You know, like you can be able to gain information with the skills that
Well,
the Cubans offer.
I've never heard of David taking a light camp. I've never heard of him stalling in camp or doing anything but staying on the program. Any fighter that I ever known that went to camp with him has been all business. So I think he's gonna be ready tonight.
Yo, am I bugging? Am I the only one that hears an echo, or y'all hear it too?
Echo.
It's an echo for sure. I think
Yeah,
that's
I heard.
Sure, no problem. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't mine. It's like,
yeah. Let me see if I can turn it down just a little.
no, it's all right. It was cool. So I just wanted to make sure it wasn't my phone.
No, I heard it on everybody.
All right.
So I was just wondering, nobody's going to talk about, like, well, honey, you did mention it, how he decided to just go from 168 up to 175. I mean, do you see this as just a little quick, WBC grab? Because it is a title on the line, an interim title. And then he floats back down to 168? Or do you think he's going to stay there and actually try to give some work to a Bilal or a better BF, depending on who wins their fight?
He's definitely fighting the winner of that one, for sure. You got, I definitely, I think that, all right, I think it's not a quick WBC grab. I think it's a little bit of everything. I think he's going to corner Canelo. I'm not going to call you out no more. So you know that dude that you couldn't beat? I'm going to go up here. I'm going to try to destroy him too. You understand? I want to make the statement. And besides, because, he said it in the interview, and I've been saying it for a long time. By law, he was supposed to get his shot about a good two years ago. You understand? And man, when we speak mandatory, I don't know how many interim championships he fought for. Because if I'm not mistaken, Caleb Plant and him was for an interim situation. I want to say Boo Boo Andre and him was. So it's just like, you get what I'm saying? So it's the same people. Canelo said, "Oh, you guys fight each other." So when you look at it, David's probably the only one. Okay, he got Durrell on his resume. And I'm not talking about the time period he chose. I'm just saying he got Durrell on his resume. He got Lemieux. He got Benavidez. I mean, not Benavidez. Andre, and he got Plant. Those four names. Now, if you could, the only one Plant got besides that is, I'd say, a Durrell and a Canelo. And then when you look at Andre, there's not too many similars whatsoever. So when we look at the dude that's really like fighting them fighters, and not just fighting them, dominating them. Like super dominating them. I think the last time David looked bad was against the first fight, Ronald Gabriel. I think that was like the last time we could say he looked bad.
I mean, I hear what you're saying. I just am not. I haven't been excited to see Benavidez at 168. I think it is a huge size difference with most of the 168ers. But he makes weight, and so what can you say about it? That's the way boxing is now.
But listen, it's no
I think it's way more interesting. I think it's way more interesting to see him at 175. I'm more excited about seeing him against boxers at 175. So that, and then eventually cruiserweight even.
Absolutely.
I just feel like this today, because Vosic, it doesn't really have, any tune-up fights or anything. He's going in there with a lot of ring rust. And, I know, like Taino is saying, Vosic is Ukrainian, so he says, I'm going for Benavidez, but Ukraine on a 3-fight winning streak. I guess he's talking about the other Ukrainian boxers that have won recently, including Usyk, our new undisputed champion. Yep. So he's saying they on a roll, so it's kind of like don't bet against them.
Who's the? Oh yeah, there's Lomachenko, Usyk, and then Berenchek.
Right.
Well, see, I agree with Sonny about Canelo. So the only reason he's at 175 is he wants. This is what's gonna happen. Better Biev is gonna destroy Bivol. That's gonna be the perfect opponent for David to go in there and give Bivol his second loss. That's exactly what's going to happen. And then he'll be able to call Canelo out and he'll say, look, we can do 175. You can fight Kovalov. You can fight whoever you want at 175. I just beat Bivol to beat you at 175. So fight me.
You will. So wait, you're saying that Better Beef is going to dominate Bivol and then Bivol's going to fight David after he loses?
Yeah. That's going to be his comeback fight. Is going to be against David.
I think David gets the winner.
Huh? No.
That's what this WBC, that's what this fight is for.
Yeah, but what I see is I think the winner of Morrell versus Kalajic is going to fight Better Biev next, even though Kalajic has already fought him.
I'm not saying no. So this WBC is for a mandatory spot. It makes him intern, number one. I think before David Morrell, PBC puts him to get that shot, I could see him giving it to David Moore because he's owed this from 168 regardless. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. See, but what I'm saying, he's pressing Canelo. So after that happens, after the night, he's gonna target Bivol because there's no money fighting Better Biev. There's no money fighting Bivol. That might be a $2.5 to a $5 million fight for him. That's it.
Not if Turkey Al-Ashish picks it up.
Huh?
Not if Turkey picks it up.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying the average paycheck right now for either one of them fight, Canelo's where the money's at. I think that Al Heyman is going to throw a stupid number just so he can get the zone, get that fight on the zone again, and have Oscar De La Hoya standing on a PBC logo on the zone with Canelo as the main event against David Benavidez. But that's on in the future, though.
All right. Now, the way
you
I
could
see
throw
it,
Monkey out in that group too. By the way, that's another kind of person that boxer that might get word after that. But Canelo, if you're talking Canelo, wouldn't it make more sense for Benavidez to try to fight Bivol, who Canelo already fought? Because if he gets Bivol and Benavidez wins, he can say, hey, I dominated Bivol. You look like shit fighting Bivol. So, isn't that like another tantalizing thing?
That's what we're saying. That's what I think is going to happen. That way, he can call him out at 68.
Okay.
He can call him out either way at 68 or 75. I'm sorry, Sonny.
No, you good, bro. I was agreeing with you. Like, that's exactly what you were saying. I just think, all right, so Turkey Al-Ashish supposed to shout out to Alan Conyers, aka Booby. That's a hell of a fighter right there. Y'all might remember him in that war with James Kirkland. He just commented. He said Benavidez is top dog. My apologies, y'all.
Okay, what's up? Kanye, all the way.
So all right. So the way I see it is Turkey already said before he makes Canelo and Benavidez, he'd rather him face the winner of Bivol and Better Biev after the undisputed. So when you see him move up, I think you absolutely right with the Morrell situation. Because now you see Morrell with Turkey Al-Ashish cards as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they're gonna build them to the point to where Al Heyman always thinks in-house. So it's going to end up with Morrell and Benavidez. That's why I think Benavidez is going to get the winner for the Better Beefs. And I love Better Beef. We have to call a spade a spade. He's up there in his age. He's tearing ACLs. You know what I mean? So I think it's going to be like the perfect timing, in my opinion. And the way I see it happening is it being an in-house situation at the end when it comes to all the marbles. You know what I mean? So,
all right. Well, Rob, what do you think?
Well, not to throw something in the middle of y'all's dispute there, but I don't think Better Beef beats Bivol. I like Bivol.
That's good too. Yeah, exactly.
I like Bivol. I think he's gonna beat Bivol because I think Bivol wins that fight. And David is already primed to fight the winner. Listen, what I want to see with David is when you're at a Canelo fight and Canelo says something to you at ringside, go in there. Go to the ring. Because this man has been disrespecting you. by saying you ain't nobody, he don't need to fight you. Go in the ring, make a fuss at this man because you're right, Sonny. He should have fought you a long time ago.
Long time ago.
And you know what? That would have been to Canelo's benefit because David now is even more vicious in the ring than he was
No,
back then.
it's still little reward for Canelo. It makes no sense. You pay the cost to be the boss being Canelo. You don't have, Mayweather gave him a shot whenever he was young. Benavidez could get a shot from Canelo, but Canelo is going to hold out because
Yeah,
he
he
knows
messing
if
the
he
game up,
loses,
yo, man.
he giving up the
Canelo
money. The
messing the
money's
game up,
gone.
man. Canelo messing the game up, man.
Yeah,
I,
he's stalling. He's holding everything up.
yes, bro. That's my biggest argument. Like, bro, you got your shot because what helped him rise to start. We're not going to sugarcoat it. I mean, I feel like his loss made him a better fighter, and that's the one thing that frustrates me. You know what I'm saying? Because I think Floyd was around what 36 at that time, and
Yeah.
bro, I was bugged out. They was really picking Floyd to lose. That had me all the way like I was confused. I'm like, what are they talking about?
What gets me about the whole Canelo situation and Benavidez is Canelo question where's the money coming from? It's coming from the same person that just paid you $45 million.
Yeah, don't worry.
Al
Canelo
Heyman has
got
never
all
written
kind
a
of.
bad check. Al Heyman has got the money. I've never heard, oh, my PBC check bounced. Woo, woo, woo. If David said that they got 150 million signed, you got what you wanted, and he still comes up with an excuse not to take the fight. It's just insane. He's holding the whole division hostage.
Listen, let's not forget that I'm not gonna fight other Mexican fighters before that. He's running out of excuses if you think about it.
Yeah.
Well, yes, and then he turned around and he did fight a Mexican fighter in Munguia, so that was out the window. I think he is just stalling. I don't think he's afraid of Benavidez or anything. I think he's just stalling because he knows he can get the maximum amount of money if he keeps saying no. Similar to how he is handling Bud Crawford as a possible opponent, which is something that Your Excellency has said that he wants to see. Yep. So when you have leverage when you're negotiating. If somebody tells you this is what I really want to see, you know what I'm saying? So how much are you willing to pay to see this fight? That's what Canelo and his people are thinking.
It's not even only that, Saki. He contradicted himself again as well. Because he said, I'm not going to fight Crawford because they're going to say he's too small.
Right.
He just fought Jamel Charlo.
Look, you can fight. You could do one fight for the Saudis at $150 million and lose. Or you can fight 5 times for $45 million, put the bag in your pocket, fight some scrubs that are created for you. You know, he's just playing it out. Canelo knows he's getting old. He knows he's not a spring chicken. He's got a lot of miles on them tires. So he's just trying to get what he can get before he's out.
He's a lemon.
I agree with that. I definitely think
he got
that.
his check engine light on. He definitely got his check engine light on for sure.
Well, whether Canelo is in great shape at his age or not, he has dominated his time since Floyd Mayweather has, retired, him and Pacquiao. So now it's like he's the major cash cow, and he can decide whether he really wants to fight someone or he doesn't. Yeah. And his fans still stick with him regardless of what he says, and they still watch the fights, even if it's an opponent they do not think will give him any type of real hard work. So he has no incentive to fight someone that's going to be a hard fight, for him at this time.
Yeah, it does. I don't blame him. It doesn't really make sense. I mean, who's going to turn down an easy $50 million? Shout out to Edgar Berlanga, but I think they both know what they're doing in that situation. You know what I'm saying? Edgar's not doing this for legacy.
Who's this? Who's this dude that he allowed go to this purse bid for? I hear he's at a purse bid with some no name fighter.
Scully, you know what that was? That was the IBF. He's a dude. The purse bid had to go. Canelo didn't want to do it, but the IBF, they don't play. They will strip you quicker than somebody at a strip club, bro. They're not playing no games. So they told him either he defends that or they're gonna strip him. So I guess I don't know. Like they said he was gonna do it. They said he wasn't. Personally, I wouldn't mind vacating the title. Whoever wins that title, right?
Right.
They should fight Canelo for the money after. Now Canelo's 2 times undisputed in the same weight division. That's history.
I like that. I love any time that a boxer is actually making history. But I do want them to do it in a way that people like Lucas, our colleague Rob, doesn't get to pick it all the way apart. Because he can go down the list of some of Canelo's opponents and tell you why that was a win or why that was a controversial decision.
Absolutely. But I think name me one champion that we really can't do that with right now.
Well, see, the problem is with Canelo, it's like the problem with the zone. They had $40 million to pay Canelo or $35 million. They couldn't give Liam Smith $2 million. They couldn't come up with $2 million for the opponent. That's the problem.
Okay, so that is the business side of the sport. And now we're hearing that Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney haven't gotten paid yet. So that's another one.
Well, that's the way it works with the pay-per-view money. It's just like Ticketmaster for a promoter. If I do a show, I'm not getting a dime for 60 to 90 days from Ticketmaster. So I got to put out all the money, 100,000 or whatever, until my ticket money hits. So they probably got a small, probably $5 million each or $2.5 million each, and they probably got 90 days before the real money drops.
I think you showing love.
Yeah, you do have to wait until your vendor is able to distribute you the coins. So you can pay.
I don't think they did good pay-per-view numbers. If we really look at it, every time there's a Devin Haney situation, they fluctuate in the numbers. We still don't know what he did with Regis program.
Well, see, the thing with pay-per-view now, it like the first week, you know how many sales you got the night of the show. You're gonna roll it for a week, then you're gonna drop the price. Usually, that's like on demand. So it takes like a month before you get your numbers in because people are probably still watching that event, still paying for it. So it takes a little minute to get everything in, and then they have to provide that to the fighters because whatever their percentage of their cut is, they have to see it.
No, you're right. Respectfully, it's been way over a month. We still talking about Ryan Garcia.
No, it could be 90 days. It's probably 60 to 90 days in that contract for them to get paid.
Right, listen, so cool. What about the Regis program and Devin Haney situation? There was no numbers that came out.
But Regis got paid. I don't know if Devin did. I heard Regis money's good.
When Regis talked about the back end money, he said the pay-per-views were so low he didn't see no money off that pay-per-view situation.
Oh, I mean that's possible, but I know he got his upfront money though.
Of course. But
it is kind of suspicious when you don't hear those pay-per-view numbers, guys. I mean, if it like it's so quick to get some of the pay-per-view numbers when they look good, but when they're not, and DAZN is known for this, not to give out their pay-per-view numbers.
Well, see, the problem too is everybody's hacking it. Everybody gets on the Fire Stick, and that's what's killing boxing. You can just get on it, watch it for free, or you spend $69. Most people are just gonna click.
I'm gonna do that tonight.
Yeah, it is a problem. That is a problem, streaming. Okay, but
yeah, right.
That's our fan secret, right? But they know we're doing it, and they're still allowing it. So. It's going to come a day of reckoning when they figure out how to stop.
Listen, let me tell you something. Shout out to Rob, right? Listen, I'm following the lead right now and I'm going to tell you why. Chulo and Canelo, and my brother's on here, he'll tell you. I was like, no more pay-per-view for me. After what Chulo did with Canelo, you know what I'm saying? So when I see Tank and Aloma, that I know I'll pay for that as a boxer, but I'm not paying for Tank and Frank. And I'm definitely not paying after that weigh-in. Because if we talking about Benavidez, we could talk about the main event of Tank and Frank right now. Bro, there's no reason.
Okay, we need to hold on a second. Let's go ahead and flip to that fight. We're talking now about PBC's main event, which is Gervonta Tank Davis versus Frank Martin. Now, the thing of it is, this is for a title. WBA loves Gervonta Tank Davis, no doubts about it. So the way what you're talking about specifically is the weigh-ins. Davis, despite rumors, came in 2 pounds under, while Martin seems like he has some issues, and people online are buzzing about how he looked. I
He
mean,
looked like Skeletor.
He looked like Thriller.
Yes.
Remember Michael Jackson with the Thriller? He looked just like that. That's all he had to do on stage, just that little move right there. We call that the Devin Haney effect. Remember when 50 Cent lost all that? Remember when 50 Cent did that movie that he had to play a cancer patient?
Oh yes,
Bro, listen, when the fighters is looking like that in the weigh-in, nah, we gotta really talk. And it's not like there was a rehydration clause by the WBA or anything like that. But when you look at it and we say Tank is cheating for that, Tank is really making weight. He's really fighting he's really the David to all these Goliaths. You got these niggas that blow up to like 180. What are you fighting at 135 for? You look crazy at these crazy.
Hey, and it's Martin's own fault because he had enough time to safely cut weight in camp. It's not, it's not Javante's fault that man has to sprint to get 3 pounds off in one day.
Absolutely.
100%. Agree on that. And he didn't have to take the fight at 135 if he now feels that it's hard for him to make that weight.
Let me tell you something, SAKURA. Tank is smarter than people know, because if you look at his interview and he's joking, he's like, "You too swole." We all know muscle's the hardest thing to cut. When I seen Frank at the first, I said, "Oh man, he's gonna try to go in there and be strong." The Rolly effect. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be real. I'm not, like I said, the fighter I respect the most as far as Kobe BTO, but my favorite fighter all around is Tank. Tank got the Ali effect where he can beat you up here before you step in that ring. You know what I mean?
Okay. So, I'm all for the mental warfare before a fight. But my thing is, when we start talking about these weights, Rob, firsthand, like he says weight doesn't matter. I say it does. What is y'all take on that? Rob, you go first so you can explain.
You already know, man. You already know. Floyd did it for years, from 140 to 154. He said I could fight anywhere in any of those divisions and win and beat everybody. Tank's doing the same. Tank done went up to what, 145 already? And he's back down to 135 fighting and winning championship belts.
Absolutely.
No, it don't matter to me. Same way you take those heavyweights, and it don't matter at that weight class. They just count any weight at all. Some guy could weigh almost 300 pounds in there and fight a 215 pounder. It don't matter.
Right. We just saw that. We just saw that with Wilder versus Zane. That's exactly what we saw.
But it went the wrong way. That one went the wrong way. If we're going to describe it, let's talk about the way Wilder put down Fury the way he did. With those skinny legs, he was lighter than him. You know what I mean? I think he put Fury down in 2 of the 3 fights. I know Fury stopped him. I got my own personal thing with that. I think he's a little dirty. But Wilder was a prime example of that. Because even as a heavyweight, there wasn't too many opponents he was actually bigger than. You're absolutely right, Rob. I gotta definitely salute you on that one.
All right. Hunter, your turn.
Look, there's no such thing as weight bullying in boxing. Weight matters. That's why there's weight classes. But there's 3 different weights for a fighter. There's their natural walk-around weight. There is their camp weight, and there's their contract cut weight. These fighters know what they're capable of and what they're not capable of. You see people get hurt that walk around at 175 trying to cut to 130. That's the ones that shouldn't be doing it. But you got some 165s that can cut to 130, rehydrate to 147, 150, look good doing it because they're doing it correctly. So it's a fighter's decision. They know what their body's capable of. Their team, their coach, their trainer should know what they're capable of. And that should all be pre-programmed and planned out before a fighter fights in any weight class. This is what you're capable of. This is where you're the most productive at. This is where you lose power. It's all should be mapped out. It's a team effort. And as long as the fighter understands their limitations, then I don't see a problem with it. If you can cut the most and put the most back on before the fight, safely, more power to you.
I agree.
You
I
see that, but at
100%
the same
agree
time,
with Will.
I kind of will not give credit to Haney for beating Prograde, even though the boxing skill is different. When you're 164 pounds the night of the fight, and you're fighting a pure 135 or 140-pound fighter, that is not equal to me. I'm sorry. I mean, and that's what Regis felt for the first time in his career. He felt the difference in that size, the fact that he wasn't able to take punches. He got dropped in that fight when he never has been dropped before. Because
Yeah, but what happened? What
there is that
happened
weight
to
difference.
what happened to his feet though? Like I understand what you're saying, but Haney didn't even. That's the thing that kills me. Even as a weight bully, Haney can't crack an egg in these lower weight classes. So you would think he would be dominating. You know what I mean? Now I feel like you're absolutely right. But had that been Gary Antoine Russell, that weight situation wouldn't have mattered. Regis, as talented, and I love him for his heart, he had no feet.
Well, Regis didn't throw any hooks. That was the problem. Watch that fight. If he would have threw some lead hooks, some little check hooks, just to stop, Devin Haney used the most basic plan against my boy. You know, Regis is my dude. David Haney just came in, came out, straight in, straight
That's
out.
it.
No sideways, nothing. All Regis had to do was throw a hook, and that would have changed the whole fight. He didn't throw any hooks that whole fight.
Right. And I mean,
Will.
I'm suspicious of that one. Both of them were dealing with matchroom in that particular fight. So we have to see next, because I feel like that as long as Matias wins this fight tonight, then he will be fighting Prograde. I think that's the next lead-in. They are both signed with matchroom. So you know how the in-house boxing system works. So I think that is probably going to be our next matchup. So
I think the name for him is better, but
well, my question.
I don't
Hold
want
on
to
a
see that
second,
fight.
Sonny. Hold on a second. My question is: did Prograde learn from the Devin Haney fight enough to change up some things when it comes to Sabriel? Even though it's a totally different fighter, and he also never uses a jab, Sabriel. So, you know, do you think that changes the dynamics on that fight, guys?
What I think with Regis is the same little issue. Regis is a killer. You know, he's fought for me 2 or 3 times. I've seen him since he was young. I stand behind him. I still stand behind him. But he's having the same issue that Wilder is ever since Wilder fought Fury. Regis is kind of apprehensive about pulling the trigger. He's not throwing them big shots like you used to see. He's not coming forward as much as he used to. He's playing with his gloves a lot more. That's something he never did before. And that's the same thing Wilder's doing. They're playing with their gloves like they're not fitting right in the middle of the fight, and they're not pulling the trigger. And that's what got them where they're at right now. So hopefully Regis gets back to those roots and lets his nuts hang and realize, look, I'm a bad son of a bitch. I'm finna bite down on this mouthpiece and I'm finna go at it. That's what I want to see. I want to see the old Rocky Marciano type style Southpaw Regis Prograde coming forward.
I agree. What you think, Rob?
We got Chuck here. Chuck is saying, look at what weight Gotti started at training and what he got to at his fight time. The change of weight never changed the way he fought. Agree?
That's a good point.
I'm gonna be real, but that's why Gotti lost. I felt like when it counted. What Gotti did to Joey Gamache never fought after that again. That was crazy. That was crazy.
Shut him down.
With that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
sometimes and there's a big debate now on whether Gotti should be considered for the International Hall of Fame. There are a lot of people that say, well, no, I wouldn't put him in that category.
Listen,
but I think like that he has a lot of legendary fights, which makes him a major person that should be into a Hall of Fame.
Look,
and get
Timothy Bradley made the Hall of Fame and they don't put Arturo Gotti, I'm gonna watch MMA respectfully. If Timothy Bradley could make the Hall of Fame and they're questioning Arturo Gotti, I'm going to watch UFC. I'm going to watch Clarissa Shields against Savannah Marshall in the PFL. I'm not watching that.
Oh
I'm
shit.
done after that. I'm done after that. You know what
Hey,
I'm saying?
shout out to Clarissa going up to heavyweight for her next fight too.
Absolutely.
Just to give a shout out, Rob, right quick. Rob, where are you at on all of this?
Well, I have a saying that I use on our show, but in respect for William Hunter, because he personally knows Pro Gray, I won't say it. But I don't like Pro Gray at all. The man's disappointed me on multiple occasions now, and I just don't.
He's still mad about the Josh Taylor fight, guys, in the
He lost to
competition.
Josh Taylor.
He did not lose to Josh Taylor. He got the decision. Josh got the decision, but who looked the worst in that fight?
Pro
What do you
Gray.
mean?
No.
I mean, it's boxing. Everybody
Josh
wins,
looked like
everybody
Josh.
loses. You know what I'm saying? Real fighters are gonna take an L here and there.
Yeah, that's what
It's
I
boxing.
Absolutely.
But it's not just that loss. It's how he looked in the fight prior to Devin Haney. He did not
Well,
look good in that fight.
And that goes back to the Taylor fight and the Wilder Fury syndrome. Something has changed. They got hit or they went to a certain point that they've never been before, and it changed their fight style. Both of them. It's something happened ever since the Taylor fight for him and ever since the Fury fight.
Absolutely.
There's something off.
Hey, Will, you know who I think he should fight? I think he should go to the UK, fight Dalton Smith, get that WBC. It was either interim or intercontinental, and then come back from Matias. If he fights Matias right now, that means they turning him into
An opponent.
a gateway fighter.
A gatekeeper. Yeah.
He's
But
gonna
he's
stand
still.
on him.
But isn't he still ranked number 1 or number 2 though, right? Or he's fighting for the interim belt, right?
Interim.
No.
Yeah, Sabril has an interim title he's trying to go for.
No. PARO got the WBO interim. Sabrius is the official IBF. He's the IBF champion at 150.
Oh, okay. So if Regis knocks him off, then he can call out Cottrell, huh?
I mean, if Regis knocks him off, he could unify with one of the big dogs. Regis will be champ again if he knocks off Matias. But if he fights Dalton Smith, you know who I'm talking about? From the UK?
Yeah.
He just stopped Zepeda. I think that'd be a better fight.
Okay.
I think if Regis fights Dalton Smith, you know what I mean? That'd be a better fight before you go in there with a Matias. Especially since Matias is fighting PARO right now, which means he's going to be active.
Well, see, PARO didn't PARO beat Love or what's his name? Montana Love.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Now that's a fight I forgot about. Look, actually, I lost on that fight. I was going for Montana, but
Me too.
he
That card was a bad card for me. I was going for Regis when he fought Haney, and I was going for Montana.
Me too.
I was done. The only one I called was Andy Cruz. That was the only one I got right.
I forgot Montana Love and PARO was on the undercard of that one. I forgot all about that.
There was also a vicious rumor, right? That it was from Vegas that Liam PARO hurt Shakur Stevenson and put a dent in his head and sparring.
I'd actually believe it. There's actually a fighter that down there with SAKURA that fights at 126 that stopped dude in sparring. He didn't put a metal plate in his head or nothing like that, but you know how it is in the gym. You talk crazy and then they spar, and then bop. Yep.
Absolutely. And I feel like this. I like
That's old Iron Alvarez, SAKURA.
Listen,
Oh, Iron Alvarez did that?
Oh yeah.
Wow. I mean, he's a slinky fighter, and I could see him having an extension on his, punches and stuff like that to cause some damage to someone, for sure.
Well, if you see him in the gym, you wouldn't think twice. Oh, that dude's a killer, or he could fight, or you would think you think he's just a sparring partner.
That's perfect.
Right.
The element of surprise. That's perfect.
Yep.
I feel like
Taino agrees with me, Rob. He says that Pro Gray did win that fight with Josh Taylor. So I have somebody on my side.
You do everybody but the judges.
Hush, boy. Well, listen, guys, we haven't gotten to we've strayed a little bit from our topic, so we're gonna go back to it. It is Davis versus Martin. Who you got?
I got tanked by execution. I got tanked by execution.
Yeah.
What round? Okay, let's just do rounds since everybody
I
was thinking he's gonna get knocked out. Apparently,
I actually thought it was gonna go a little farther, but I'm thinking it's gonna be before 6.
Oh.
I seen how drained he was, and the same way we know Tank for starting a little late. Don't be surprised if he tricks us this time around.
Okay. All right, Hunter.
That body early.
Hey, just like I said earlier, Tank Davis, he's gonna catch a charge tonight. It might be an aggravated assault charge. He's gonna go out. He's gonna find the timing. He's gonna lose 4 rounds to 1 going into the 6th round. He's gonna throw a lead hook 2 and put Martin to sleep. Perfectly timed lead hook 2, Southpaw versus Southpaw Kryptonite. Martin, what you'll see a highlight where he doesn't even see the hook coming, and then wow, gets hit with the 2.
All right, you had a round. What round did you say?
6.
And by 6. Okay. Now, Rob, tell me you agree.
Man, you know I'm always controversial. Listen,
Okay.
I pray he proves me right tonight. But Tank's gonna stop him in the first 2 rounds.
Oh.
I'm not mad.
Hey, it could happen.
I'm not mad at Rob. I said that to myself earlier on everything I love. I was trying to get Frank a little corner. You know what? Shout out to Rob.
You said late round. Stop it.
No, it's not past the 6. That's what I said. In my head, when I said that, listen, everything I love. That's why I bugged out when he said that. Because if Tank makes that statement within 2 rounds, I don't want to hear nothing about Frank Martin because they was bigging him up when he beat Michelle Rivera and all that. They were saying the whole thing, Tank doesn't fight another black fight. They tried everything. You know what I mean? So I want to see Tank. I want to see Frank. I want to see him unify, get that Baron-check, that IBF belt from Baron-check. I mean, the WB, I want to say A, maybe I think that is.
WBA, that's his title.
That's Tank's. And then Baron-check is WBC, correct? Or WBO?
I'm not sure.
Baron-check is WBO, Shakur is WBC, Tank is WBA, and then IBF at 135 is Lomachenko. I want to see Tank grab another belt. I just want to see my dog start unifying. That's it.
Okay, and that's the thing is like we don't know what Tank is like, calculating in his mind. What strategy are they taking? Do they want all the belts at 135, and how do you get that without fighting a Shakur Stevenson?
Well, he said he's going for undisputed, Sakura. He's going for undisputed. Sure. They asked him.
All right. Well, listen, guys. My only next question for you, since we all agree it's a KO, I say the 7th round. I think, I really think Davis likes to play around with his opponents a little bit, and also, wants that perfect punch. He likes those highlight reel KOs. So he might play around with him a little bit, similar to what Canelo can do, where he just kind of like,
carries the fight.
You're doing something. Yeah, just like, oh, okay, you flashing right now. All right. But I'm going to get you. You know what I'm saying? So I see that playing out. So I went with the 7th round. But here's the thing. We all have to remember, Frank Martin was scheduled to fight Shakur Stevenson, and he pulled out at the last minute after he agreed to all the terms. Remember that?
Yeah.
And I just say, if you're not ready to face a Shakur Stevenson, I don't think you're ready to face a Gervonta Tank Davis. They are pushing this guy too fast into this fight, in my opinion. He went straight from what's the guy that looked like Ali?
Michelle Rivera.
Michelle, yes. He went straight from Michelle. Now you're fighting
No,
Tank
he
Davis?
had Artem. Remember, he looked bad against Artem his last fight. The guy that Shakur's fighting, that
Okay.
was Tank's last
Yeah.
fight. I mean, that was Frank's last fight. If he didn't drop him
Okay.
in that last round of the 11th,
He would have lost.
he would have lost that
He
fight.
lost.
Okay, so there again is
Well,
also more evidence proving that he is not ready for a Javante Tank Davis fight. So I have to I mean, anybody that's going for Frank Martin, if they like to waste their money, they can bet on that. I don't see it happening. He got quick hands.
We all got
may
cousins.
work in his
We all
favor.
got cousins that root for us.
Hey,
No matter
I
what.
don't think Prime. I don't think Prime is gonna let a second round knockout or a first round knockout on this fight. It's only the second show on the platform. It's probably in the contract. You got to play with your food for 4 or 5 rounds. We need the views, so you can't take dude out.
Nah, think
You
about
gotta,
it.
make
What
this
would be
stay
what would
long
be what
time.
would be bigger headlines tomorrow? That everybody
Exactly.
knows Tank knocks him out in the
Yeah.
6th, 7th round,
Yep.
or they knocks him out in 2.
Bro, listen, Tank is going to show the difference between the platinum and the white gold. It's not going to take us long to see the numbers. We're already seeing the pre-prediction of his gate before one person stepped to that door on fight night. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. I just there's levels, man. I think it's a good fight. I don't think Frank ducked Shakur though, Saki, honestly. I think it was a bigger name, more money, and a better situation. And it was in-house. So the reason he got more money is because you under the same promotion. Your promoter's gonna pay you to die. Lay down. Bob Rankin.
Yeah. I just really feel like you shouldn't go through an entire fight negotiation and then pull out because you look bad. You
Hey,
look
but
bad.
did Secure sign with Matchroom?
Nah, not
No,
yet.
he's still
So-
with Top Rank.
So that fight still makeable.
No, well, this fight coming up is his last fight. This one with Top Rank. The one that
Okay.
he's doing with Artem, that's his last fight in Jersey. Now, they offered him a 5-year extension for $15 million, which meant that he was getting $3 million a fight guaranteed, besides all of, not including the back end of everything. Right now, I feel like people need to worry about what they do instead of eating with their eyes. So he sees like Devin was independent and the Tank was independent. Shakur, respectfully, and I don't even think Devin's that guy. But you're not you're that dude, but you're not that guy.
No, he's not built up enough. He doesn't have a large enough fan base. He's not a household name enough yet to take that step.
I need to know who else was going to guarantee Shakur $3 million every like for his next 5 fights. So I thought it was good. It's because 5 fights, you go figure. Baranchek and Loma within themselves, they signed a Top Rank. You catch my drift? That's easy unifications. He could set
But
Shakur
if you jump ship and you go to the zone, you go into a 1-belt franchise. You got 1 belt, and then they got to make opponents for you, just like Top Rank has had to make opponents for Crawford, for Better BF, for him. You know, it makes it hard.
Absolutely.
And Al, the only way Al's gonna do business on the zone is if he is the lead promoter, he owns everything and gets to pimp the network out. So that's the only way the zone will ever get access, because Heyman straight hates Eddie Hearn and the zone, period. He can't stand it.
Absolutely.
Okay,
I think they worse than Biggie and Tupac back in the day.
Yeah.
I think they just like that. If they was able to rap, we would have heard a PBC diss record. We would have heard the Zone diss record. You know what I mean? We would have heard it all.
Well, and all the stuff you're hearing about the Saudis, this is one thing I can say. Top Rank was evaluated, Shakira, at $97 million. I know that for a fact because I was in on that one. The UFC parent company was talking about buying it. They evaluated, that's everything, the library in Vegas, all of the content, the complete roster of fighters. It came out to $97 million. So the Saudis, and he didn't sell, and he got offered 200 and didn't sell it. So the Saudis, Eddie Hearn, they're pimping them. Who's the guy that has Tyson Fury? What's his name? Frank Warren, and then even Oscar. Well, I mean, Usyk. Doesn't he have Usyk? Well, see, all right. So
Yeah.
they're gonna pimp the Saudis. Give me 5 or 6 billion, but they got the same thing they got now. Al Heyman and Bob are not gonna give up 1 inch of the U.S. boxing market, which is 63% of boxing.
Of
So you can
course.
spend $5 billion for 43%. You still got less than half.
If you think about it, right, Will, wow, it's almost like, okay, Sakura, we spoke about this.
Yeah.
Turkeys, right? I was always taught it's cool to be hungry, but don't be so thirsty. And turkey is just like too thirsty for me. Now, if you offer me, like, if you think about it, why would I sell you a situation when we look at the Tyson Furies, which is under top rank, and the other fighters that you already doing business for me? I got some of the people you need. Because there's no one from where you at right now that's really gonna make that noise. So what you're doing is you coming to America for the buzz that we built up, and then you're trying to basically take it out there. Sometimes it kills us to where that's why I agree with the whole him coming to LA with Crawford and not just doing it out there. You know what I mean? But the whole monopoly and trying to buy everybody, for one, Al Heyman ain't just start this. Neither did Bob Arum. You feel me, fellas and ladies? You know what I mean? So it's like I don't blame Bob Arum for not biting it. I don't, because you already doing business with me. Especially look, they got to do business with Bob Arum for that Tyson Fury Usyk rematch, regardless.
Now look though, this is the only loophole I see that the Saudis can pull off, and this is what I see happening. So if Warren, Oscar, and Matchroom decide to sell to the Saudis, you're gonna see some dude pop up in the United States. His name might be Sam Connie or Joe Johnson, somebody none of us know. And they're gonna start reaching out to fighters, buying contracts out, dropping the bag, going to Tank with look a $50 million signing bonus, and let me buy your contract out from PBC. They're gonna go to the top ranked fighters. Loma, here you go. I got 50 mil for you. I'm buying your contract out. You coming with me. That's the only way they can pierce the U.S. market, is they have to poach and buy out promoted fighters by Top Rank or PBC.
And I feel you.
And at some point, the federal government will get involved. The U.S. federal government will get involved, because that is against the U.S. Sherman Antitrust Act.
Okay,
on any industry.
Antitrust only works if the company is based in the United States.
Yes,
if it's based in Saudi Arabia, you can't tell them how to run their business.
Hold on, time out. The companies that he want to buy is U.S. based, so they can actually stop that sale of too many companies to a foreign entity. They can stop any sale if they are still in the United States registered as a company.
But they can't stop the fighters. It's the fighters are independent contractor. You can buy any one of them you want.
That's correct. Now that's correct. But we're talking about the sale of 2 major companies, 3 major companies in the United States. At some point, they're gonna be like, wait a minute, all this business going to the Saudis, they are not gonna let them have that kind of leverage in this country. That's just not gonna have major sport. They call us a niche market, but I don't believe that they are gonna allow one person from a Saudi Arabian nation to have that much control over one sport in the United States.
Look, I agree somewhat, but if it was PBC or Top Rank trying to buy Eddie Hearn and everybody else out, there'd be a problem. But the Saudis are not going to conform to any U.S. law. And I don't really see a way for them to stop the Saudis from acquiring it. I mean, that's just totally against capitalism. If they get an offer for $3 billion each to sell.
Yes, it's against capitalism. That's the whole point of the Antitrust Act in the beginning, right? So check this out, though. If they stay as the heads of their businesses, and then they just keep running those tournaments like the 5 for 5 versus 5, the 2 weeks ago we saw that. If they keep doing it that way, then nobody has actually sold. They're just getting paid to manage their own companies. So you see, it's kind of like a technical loophole that can occur if they decide to go that route.
Well, look at it like this too. So if Matchroom and everybody $6 billion, and you're only getting 43%. If me and you, Shakira, if we own the other 57% and the 43 just sold for 6 billion, we got to be worth 8 billion instantly. We're worth more because we have more instantly. So why would we sell when you it's like a property comp. You just made my comp go through the roof.
Go back, yeah, go way higher. Now
Yeah.
I can borrow or whatever I want to off that reevaluation. Correct.
You know, one thing Will said that stuck out to me too. It's on the fighters, and I agree with him 100%. Now, if you look at it, a lot of these fighters been like real thirsty to go over there. De Los Santos and Rayo was supposed to have their rematch on the undercard of the Tank fight.
Okay.
And then now you got Rayo with Pitbull. So now Rayo got to move up to 140. This day in the third is for a title. That's cool, right? Now compare it to when they reached out to Tank to try to make those certain fights. See, Tank is like, look, that's why I agree with Will. He said it's on the fighter, because on the left hand we got certain fighters that's rushing to do that, and then you got Tank that's like, listen, bro, they got to do that because they can't sell here. I can sell here already.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's less benefit for a fighter that's established. Same with Canelo. He's already established. Yeah, that's a great point.
I feel like they should have stuck to it. They was dealing with the big dogs, like the heavyweights. That would have been perfect. You understand what I'm saying? But then it's like, you know, anytime the greed factor comes in, no matter what, even though it's a lot of money and stuff like that, if it comes to a point where it's like you said, it's like it's almost like too much of a monopolization. You know what I mean? So, and I feel like if Al Haymon's going to stop, he's going to stop when he wants to. You know what I'm saying? He's going to run it up himself, and then like I think he's gonna get it to a certain, like the same way he was able to do it. Everybody counted him out when Showtime was done. You know, we didn't think that he was gonna come back with Amazon. Amazon got more subscribers than Netflix, so it's more like it. I definitely agree with Will on that one, Sakura. It depends on the person. You know what I mean?
Well, see, and then Al Heyman and everybody look at it like this. Who cares in the United States if Charlie O'Malley fights James Masterson? Who the hell are they? We're not going to buy that. We're not spending a dime in the United States to buy that. You know what I'm saying? You don't give a damn.
Just like Devin Haney and Sandor Martin. You absolutely right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if they had problems selling Devin Haney versus Prograde, two names that are already known with boxing fans in the U.S.
In Devin's hometown.
In Devin's hometown.
Oh, in his home.
What does that say about the viability of that model, like that type of boxing?
Well, see, it's the thing. Eddie Hearn's gonna make it look great because he's probably profiting $3 to $5 million per event of the Zone's money. He could give two shits if the show sells, if the pay-per-view sells. As long as his check clears, he's straight. That was a great show. We're glad it happened.
How my man said it? My man, shout out to Naughty by Nature. Right now, Eddie Hearn is down with OPP, other people's property. So he's selling turkey. He's like, yo, look, you use the money, I'm gonna use the promo. It's almost like he's putting the front money up. But remember, because Eddie Hearn was losing, man. He was losing bad. I know for a fact. You know what I mean? Like,
they spent $70 million in advertising alone in the United States and still barely have over 1 million subscribers. So they pay $70 per subscriber.
Wait
That's
a minute,
insane.
though. I mean, and also they cannot maintain those subscribers every month. Because some drops off when there's not a great fight that they actually want to see, especially since Canelo is not fighting on that platform.
It's been 1.5 years, but if I remember correctly, 66% of subscriptions for DAZN cancel the first month in the United States.
Yep. You want to know what's actually helping them now, believe it or not? They was doing one thing I give to DAZN, their production is like, I've been to DAZN events, they have beautiful production. Like Matchroom events, stuff like that. I remember the Clarissa Shields event, her homecoming event when she fought Cornejo. I was actually there. I walked the fighter out named Marlon Harrington into the ring. I feel like with DAZN, I'm gonna tell you where they help. the overtime boxing, the Salida. They're taking like kind of like what pro box is doing within themselves. You know what I mean? And they're taking like a lot of the little, like Salida got a platform there. So now what happens is when he's throwing his fights locally in Detroit, they're not just on the local network no more. They're on. You can find on the zone. You know what I mean?
With the zone, I give them credit. Look at this, the Misfits. That's the influencer boxer. You know what I'm saying? Like we just did a show 2 weeks ago in Houston. I think I wrapped like 6 people at that show. The production quality for even the misfit events are on par with HBO pay-per-views from back in the day.
Absolutely.
And Showtime, right? So the quality, the technology available is helping to make everything more streamlined.
There's lasers, spotlights. There's hundreds of square feet of LED video walls. I mean, it's amazing. Just the production, like he mentioned, they probably spend $250,000 on their average show production-wise.
Absolutely.
Well, Ty, he's bringing up the fact that in Vegas, there's these Al Heyman rumors that he's sick now and wants to get out of the business. Canelo and Benavidez may happen under Turkey, Your Excellency.
I don't think so. Turkey already said he wants to make the winner of B-Ball better be against Benavidez.
And even if it says the rumors here, no set contract with Amazon, and Al Heyman is real sick and might step away from BBC.
I got a question.
Know anything about those rumors.
It's possible. I would believe almost anything as long as that information didn't come from Rick Glaser.
Yeah.
As long as it didn't come from Rick Glaser, I believe it.
Yeah.
But that's all I gotta say. That's all I gotta say. That's all I gotta say.
My God.
He is one of the most
biased. He is just the biggest hater in boxing. I swear. He loves it anytime something happens to American boxers to me or American promoters.
No, because
I've never seen
loves
anything like that.
Hey, watch your brother. I done had 3 or 4 fighters. He'll reach out and be like, look, you need to sign a lifetime what's it called? Not a managerial, but advisory agreement, 10% lifetime, and I'm gonna take you to the next level. I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. Just be careful if you got any fighters, dude. It's something else.
Yeah. Make sure that you don't just sign any contracts that's talking about lifetime. Period. I don't want to be in no contract that say lifetime. Hello.
That's crazy. I don't even like the Lifetime channel. I never liked the movies.
Yeah.
That's funny.
And dude is the biggest PBC hater. It makes no sense how much. I don't know.
What happened?
I mean,
is there any
he must have got raped by PBC or something. I have no clue. You know what I'm saying? I have no clue.
I mean, something definitely happened there because he is still bitter. Boy, bitter is the name of that.
And then what really gets me is a lot of people that don't know anything about boxing thinks that is the gospel. When he says something, it's the truth.
Oh yeah, they're all in. They're like, the only thing he was right about is when he was talking about Showtime being over.
Yeah, but that wasn't a secret. That was common knowledge. It wasn't.
Say that. My brother
I mean, at the time he brought it up, it was just an international. They had made the call and.
Well, he broke the news like 45 days late. I mean, it wasn't a secret.
All right, he says, I don't know. He's talking about.
You talking about Salida? He said he has good fighters from Detroit.
Okay, Salida Promotions. He's talking about.
Yeah. Salida's always had good fighters.
When I was in Detroit, I went to his show. Okay. That's great. I mean, and he also is Clarissa Shields' promoter, and her fight will be in Detroit. So they are trying to start another Detroit hub after so many years.
Yeah, she had that Little Caesars Arena. It was a movie out there when I went. I'll send you some footage. I got the footage and all that. You heard Sakura? Like I got the footage of me walking him out. She had Cash Doll. I got to meet Cash Doll. I got to meet Tommy Hearns. Tiger Johnson was out there. Tony Harrison was out there.
Miss Jackie B. That she's from Detroit. You know, she's the first lady of boxing when it comes to management and being an advisor for the movie $1 Billion
Jackie
Baby.
Callan, you talking about, right?
Yes, So she be out there with Tommy and all of them. You know, it's like Detroit.
Matter of fact,
legends.
she was there. I'm bugging. She was there. She was with Tommy. She was actually with Tommy, man. Tommy still got the pimp suit from Harlem Nights and all that. He's crazy. Tommy was out there still looking like still looking like somebody's pimp out there. I was like, sheesh.
I like his purple suit. He got that purple burgundy suit, y'all. I like, he brought out the purple burgundy, yes.
Yeah, he got that one. He got a mustard one with stripes on it. You seen the mustard one with the stripes? I'm like, oh.
I ain't seen that one, man. That's messed up. Hunter, tell us what you got going on now, and then we'll leave you alone for the day. What's your next boxing event?
I have no clue. I've been looking around down here. It's just sketchy, and it's too hot right now. I'm gonna wait till like September before I do something. It's way too hot.
Well, yeah, you in Florida?
Well, I'm in Mississippi. Like right now, let's see. The thermometer says it's 97 degrees with a heat index like 103.
Yeah,
oh my God! No way! It's that hot there.
Yeah, we're hotter today here than you are down there, Shakira.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And it's been cloudy and raining a lot here, off and on. So
yeah, it's been hot.
It's definitely cooler here. Let's see what he's saying here.
But I'll keep you posted when I put something together as usual. I'm gonna come down there for the 17th, the Pete show, probably.
You know, Bronco, he said, did you meet Bronco as the commissioner there in Detroit?
I don't know
him, Chuck. What about you, Hunter? Do you know Bronco? One of the commissioners in Detroit? No. Okay.
I remember Bronco as a fighter. I never knew he was a commissioner. I remember Bronco McCarter as a fighter. I just never knew he was a commissioner.
Okay, well, maybe we need to have him on the show. We can have him on the show and he can tell us about his career and how he transitioned to a commissioner after being, an actual boxer.
Hey, Shakira, I just realized something. What happened to Rob?
Yeah, Rob dropped off. I was trying to get his attention and see what happened. But my format is usually different where I just have y'all on for a split second, give y'all predictions. If it's different, then I let y'all go at it for a minute. Then I move on. And it's only 15 minutes total,
Oh, so, I'm sorry. I hope we didn't ruin your day, dear.
Nah, you know what?
No, I'm good with what happened. I mean, hey, I'm all in. But I guess Rob was like, nah, it's too much.
New York on here. You heard? Once you get a New York on here, we can argue for hours. That's what she messed up at right there. You heard? She didn't have it. She didn't have New York on here.
Whatever. It's sunny Saturday, so you can do your thing. Hunter, it's been a pleasure. I appreciate you so much. I love you, dog. I mean, that's one of the best boxing connects I ever made in boxing. The truest, the realest. And we vibe a lot on different boxing events.
Well, I appreciate that, Shakira. And thank you for having me, dear. Thank you. And nice to meet you, Mr. Sonny. We'll chop it up some more. That was a blast.
Listen,
I do wish you could come to the Florida Boxing Hall of Fame, though, Will. It's next weekend. I mean, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
I might try to shoot down there. I might be able to make it.
Oh, matter of fact,
you got Kalia Escalera going in. Hold on one second, Sonny. You got Kalia Escalera going in. You got Sherman Henson, Coach Henson is getting inducted finally. You got Coach Willie, who is actually the trainer for Collazo back in the day, and he now trains. Guess who?
No clue.
Gotti, baby. No clue. Gotti the third.
Really?
Now in a rematch, yes, and there is a rematch that's happening in Mexico City. So he is a part of that crew. He said they got to have 10 bodyguards going with them, man, to protect them. But he is with the mob.
With Floyd and Gotti 3, they're going to do the rematch?
Yeah, with Floyd. It's a rematch that's come out now. Yep.
So it's not Victor Ortiz?
No. They said that Victor Ortiz and Gotti are managed by the same company, and they wanted the Gotti rematch first. Okay. So if after this, hey, we probably will have Ortiz, because that's a great rematch too.
Yes, sir.
You said you still throwing fights?
Yeah.
If we could, I want, because my brother, he's definitely on the come up. I definitely want to, rub some elbows with you. So
Yeah, get with Shakira. She'll give you my contact information. We'll link
Definitely,
up.
for sure.
All right.
Definitely.
I don't know if I want to give up my contact with Hunter.
She look
What
at,
do
she's
you
joking.
have?
She's such a kidder. She's such a kidder.
All right,
Am
y'all. Well, I'm gonna get in trouble. I got I gotta get the I gotta get on before my old lady kills me. But I've been sneaking in the car for like the past hour and a half. But I appreciate y'all. And like I said, go with Tank Benavidez and Paro's fixing to get messed up.
Oof. I don't
All
know
right.
if I want to see him get knocked out that bad like
It's
that.
gonna be bad.
I
It's
don't,
gonna
I
be
don't, I
bad.
don't know if I'm ready.
A lot of hooks. A lot of hooks.
Will, much love, man.
All right, Big Daddy. Well,
All
y'all
right,
hold
Hunter,
it
we'll
down.
check
Y'all
you
have
out
a
next
good one.
time.
All
Thanks
right.
for the predictions always.
All right. Thank you. Bye bye.
All right. All right, Sonny, it's just you and me. We wrapped up that show.
You already
Boy,
know.
did we discuss a lot that was
Yeah.
going on. We kind of, I want to just revisit that one subject before we go, which was how Martin was looking when it came to the weigh-ins and how depleted he seemed. What kind of effect do you think that would have on him tonight, actually?
I think that's why I said I feel like that's why I changed it from a little later to before 6. I think that's gonna affect. He's gonna tire. I think he's gonna get gassed a little bit. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. He was saying he went to one of Tommy's parties and he shared with me some pictures, but it goes to my phone. It's not going to go to the laptop right now. So I'll have to show it in a different setting, Chuck.
Sakura, did you know that Frank? Did you know that Frank beat Virgil Ortiz in the amateurs?
Frank beat Virgil Ortiz in the amateurs. What weight? Because it's always higher weight usually.
140.
140.
So you see the difference.
No,
right?
I didn't know that.
Now,
I didn't know that, but I know it's depending on, was it before the growth spurt for Ortiz?
I feel like it's like this, right? You fight at 140, you know what I mean? You either come in at 135.
Now he's at 154. Ortiz.
Exactly my point. So I feel like that's real. Because remember, he was fighting at 47 for me. Then he got sick from trying to make himself with the weight making situation.
Right.
Now, it's not only about the weight bullying, because Sean Porter did the same thing. Sean Porter was winning welterweight championships, but he defeated Alexander Usyk in the amateurs.
Right.
You
at
understand?
154. Yeah.
Well, I think. Well, you sure it was 54?
Spence was also Spence, Thurman, Sean Porter. They were all at 150 to 160 range.
Yeah,
I think in the amateurs. Yep. Then they shrink down for the professionals and go to the 147.
But Virgil Ortiz, he fought at 140 in the amateurs and fought 147 as a professional.
Yeah. Okay. So
you see my dribble. So I feel like that's where the cheating comes. When you fight a certain way as amateur, now you bringing your body down. Because I mean, I guess it's understandable to a point where it's supposed to help you, like maybe with the knockouts per se or whatever you want to. But I just feel
it gives you an advantage because you still are holding that power and that density. Bone density that you had at the higher weight.
Exactly.
And you're able to rehydrate back to that after the weight.
And everybody talks the Mayweather rehydration clause effect. A lot of people forget De La Hoya started it before. Mayweather wasn't the creator.
That's a huge point. And guess what? I am 40's rehydration clause because it's starting to get out of control with how much weight is gained after that. And these are like serious fighter safety issues. Mm-hmm. So I don't see anything wrong with keeping somebody within 15 pounds of the weight class. What's wrong with that?
Nothing at all. I'm with that 100%. I feel like that's what it was. When we talk about the fighters we love, you say Emilio misses the old school fighters, and I gotta like salute him on that, because instead of, you wasn't seeing Duran go. You know what I mean? Like he wasn't going all the way to a featherweight, and you know what I mean? No, like he did his lightweight, and he went to welterweight. Then he went up like gradually. So I feel like the weigh-in's gonna expose. It's gonna show where you're really supposed to be, and the whole cheekbone is just. I know that's not healthy, man, at all. So you're putting yourself at a risk, and if that's the case, just I don't know. I mean, that's just my opinion.
Well, maybe he knows that this is his last hurrah when it comes to fighting at 135. And I mean, he had to do it because it's so much of a money. Yeah, Frank Martin. It's so much of a money opportunity with Davis that he couldn't pass it up. But maybe he did try to make weight, and he just can't do it anymore. But he did it. But I mean, it's a possibility that he knows, like, I can't do 135 no more after this.
And you know what? If that is the case, Sakura, let me explain something. Then we got to lay off a tank a little bit with everybody talking about the rehydration clauses. Because in all due reality, we accusing him of being unfair. And that's actually the fair thing to do if you look at it. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. It's fighter safety. That's what it is. And it's like, why should I like make weight and I know I'm not going to gain as much weight after the weigh-in, and you get to go ahead and balloon up to 20 pounds heavier or more? That don't seem fair to me in a fight. Like, we both need to stay in that zone.
Absolutely.
And if that's the case, and they're going to keep allowing it, are you really? And you're fighting for titles. You're fighting for 135 titles, but you're sitting at a middleweight status for the actual fight. Like, to me, that's not, you're not really a 135-pound champion.
Nope. At all. I agree.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you agreed or not. I
agree 100%. And I feel like that's the
okay. So Chuck is talking about Fernando Vargas. He said, I want to I don't know what he's trying to say, with Ross Thompson. When he fought Fernando Vargas, he had to take off 7 pounds before the fight. He did it and got gassed and got beat easy. Then I went to Fernando's party. Well, yeah, 7 pounds. He's saying that when you drain yourself like that, you're going to run out of gas partly through the fight. You know, you're going to start breathing heavy and swinging wild and making yourself like really look. You're going to start looking really bad in a fight.
Yep. And when you weight draining yourself, you leave your body susceptible for be the reason that your body, if somebody touches your body the right way after a weight drain, it's over. Same situation.
Well, yeah, especially because they have this study where it showed like you need at least 48 hours for the fluid that's in your brain to come back to its 100% level. Well, in fights, you don't. I mean, you got to weigh in one day, and you're fighting the next night. That's less than 24 hours.
Absolutely.
Sometimes.
Absolutely.
So you know your brain is not back to where it should be. And if you're like weight draining the 7 pounds, you know you're like depleted even more from that brain fluid. And they say
be real. That's why.
Yes.
It's just like you said. It's on the fighter. They know what they signed up for. So with that being said, regardless of what, do we blame Ryan Garcia for not stress like straining himself to make that last 3 pounds?
No, I don't, because I don't know what he went through to try to lose those 3 pounds. Like, how rough was it for him to even get down to the 3 pounds over? We don't know. Most people are just like, oh, well, you know, the his opposition, Haney, he had to drain those extra 3 pounds, but they're saying Ryan didn't. But we don't know how far he drained himself to get to the 143.
Listen, the same way they was doing
just as much of a drain.
The same way they was doing side-by-side pictures with Ryan Garcia for the Tank fight and for the Haney fight. Let's do side-by-side pictures, Haney for the Regis fight and Haney for the Ryan fight.
Yes, and by the way, I spoke to Linares, who fought Devin Haney at 130, and he says yes, he was definitely doing over 15 pounds in their fight as well.
Absolutely. And that's what I'm saying. So Look at Devin Haney. That's why when they say he rehydrated that fight with the IVs and everything, you know what I mean? Like, I agree with all that. Now, when you see him at the weigh-in with Ryan Garcia, it wasn't as bad as Lomachenko. But damn, nigga, you didn't even have a smooth 5 fights at 140, and you already struggling to make your hit. What do you think you're going to do at 147?
Yeah, because the higher weight limit you get, the more you feel like you can go over that in between fights.
Yep.
And so now you're still putting on more weight, then that's harder to get off. And as you get older, it's definitely harder.
A good fight is be his size. And it's not, I never prayed, it wasn't like I was waiting for him to lose. It was just, I felt like he was overhyped in a sense because, you know, Jojo Diaz is a natural 126 pounder. Saki, you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He won the Olympics at 126, 130, move up. And if you did not you bring up Linares was the last person before Ryan that Devin fought that was his size. And we see what happened there. And that was an old Linares. That wasn't Linares with his
he said he still was able to, he would never get close enough for him to like really land something more solid. But what he did land, he saw that his chin was suspect. But he also said that that's with him going over that 15 pounds after the rehydration.
Yep. And he still couldn't hurt Linares. He still couldn't hurt Linares. That's the crazy part.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That is very true. And I think Frank Martin would have, who's going to hurt Tank Davis? I don't see, he has an amazing chin. Okay.
But listen, honestly, if I was looking at an interview with Kenny Ellis, right? A lot of people don't realize, Tank, he dared to be great when he went up to 140. But he got checked at 140. Not saying he's never going again. Kenny Ellis said that. You said, listen, you ain't see him go up again there, right? He got checked. Listen, Barrios, I think hurt him a couple of times in him. It's just Tank got a certain game face. I'm not saying he could never get anybody susceptible to area. I just feel like as of right now, Tank is like he's like the rich dude that's still moving like he's broke though. You know what I mean? Like when do we really see Tank with abs though? You see how much work he put in?
Yeah. That's true.
Pounds light. Now this was a dude that lost his belt on the scales, which means all he had to do was take it serious, and everybody got in trouble once he said, "All right, I'm done playing, guys. All right."
Right.
Like, oh, shit.
I mean, and also the more money you get, the more you can actually pay to have nutritionists and these people that specialize in weight zoning. Because Regis Prograde, he did explain that to me, that when he was having problems making weight, he finally got with a nutritionist that showed him how to do it properly. And so since that's happened, he's never had problems making weight anymore. And that's the thing with Davis. Like once you start making money, you can afford to have people in place to help you do what you need to do. But it's also a mentality. It's also about wanting to make sure you make weight. Making sure that people ain't talking shit about you because you didn't make weight. So that goes into the mental fortitude of a boxer.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, it's been great talking to you tonight. Evening. We got to get going because it's already 7 o'clock. And we have to actually see some Russell. Yeah, we got to see Gary Russell in action against Chulo.
Definitely.
All right. So we'll check you out later. This is Sunny Saturday, baby. And we got predictions all day. We want to thank our guest, William Hunter, as well as Rob, the Heartthrob Alexander, for stopping in and giving us their predictions as well. And who knows when me and Sonny might appear again on another Fabulous Saturday, depending on who's fighting and if that prediction is really worth the time, right?
Yeah, we definitely gonna have a lot to talk about soon. We're gonna be going over some Italianos fights soon. I promise you. You heard? I promise you that.
Absolutely. I can't wait for that. I'm ready to start promoting him and his fights.
Let's
go.
Thank you so much, Saki. You know, I appreciate you. Shout out Boxing Playhouse. Shout out Will. Shout out Rob. Shout out my pop, Spanish Ray. You know what I mean? Shout out my brother, Taino Sosa. Shout out to you always. You know that.
Well, thank
Sonny
you.
Chulo, a.k.a. you can't spell Sonny without putting the NY in it. You know what I mean? A.k.a. even when we outside, we still in the building. A.k.a. whether it's rain, sleet, hell, snow. As soon as I leave the building, they know it's sunny outside. Love all you guys. You know that.
All right, we're out.
I'm very surgical, physical when I'm lyrical. So bad it now with medical, something critical. It's gonna take a miracle. Bright lights, but the spiritual written down like biblical. I finally reached the pinnacle. Yeah. Welcome to the house, the one they talking about. Word of mouth, the boxing playhouse, without a doubt. All the latest and greatest boxing news.